Hello, everyone. Today is Sunday, which means it is the last day of the week to lock in your rating for duels. I'm currently sitting at an 877, and my goal for today is to win a few more games and hopefully boost that up over 900 to end the week. If we remember, I came into the week pretty good. I was on a 3 game win streak. I was at the highest rating I had ever been, over 900. I lost a few games during the week and dropped me down, but I finished strong. I was on a 2 game win streak, and it put me back into 877. So right now I'm sitting at 5-5 out of the 10 games that I've played. So I'm basically at even. Before I get into my games, though, I just wanted to give a shout out to a friend of the channel who left 2 really nice comments here on my last video. So Geojacked says, I have a funny meta to share. Whenever you see a man riding a horse donkey and you know that you're in Africa, it should usually be Senegal. For some reason, it's really common to see. I think this is a pretty interesting one because it's not something you'd probably think of or really notice, but it's definitely going to come in handy, and it's certainly an unforgettable one. So I put this to the test. I pulled up Senegal on Google Maps, and I just dropped the little guy in a random place in this capital region. And sure enough, we do see some people here using donkeys pulling carts. So this definitely checks out. And I think this is important to note because if we look here and we look at the sun, it looks like we're pointing more in the north, and I've probably got confused in this in the past. I'm sure a lot of newer players might look at this, assume that they are in the southern hemisphere, and maybe see this and guess one of the southern African nations. Well, now we could probably put that toss up to rest. According to GeoJacked, I mean, if you see donkeys or people pulling donkeys, I mean, we are Senegal, and we can make a more educated guess in the future. So thank you for that one, and let's take a look here at the second one that he had. I had missed something in my previous video in the Faroe Islands. I'm not sure if you just forgot to look at the car, but if you see the standard Guatemala car and you're in a landscape like that, it should always be the Faroe Islands. So I'm going to pull up the Faroe Islands here. Now, this doesn't pop up all that much, and then a lot of the Faroe Islands, a lot of times you don't even have the car to begin with, so I was unfamiliar with this one anyway. If we look down here, we do have this roof rack on the car, very similar to that Guatemala car. And if we look around, to the untrained eye, you might think that this could be, let's say, Iceland, maybe the very northern part of Norway, some part of Scandinavia. Well, it turns out if you do see this car, we are likely going to be in the Faroe Islands. So thank you very much, GeoJacked, for leaving these 2 comments. I really appreciate the tips and your continued support on my channel. For those of you who don't know, he does have his own YouTube channel making GeoGuessr content. I would recommend you go and check him out. He's very knowledgeable about the game. He's very good, and as you can see, he's very helpful and very willing to help, and he's been helping me out quite a bit. So thank you once again for leaving these comments here. I wanted to give you a shout out. Thank you for your continued support. I really do appreciate it. So I'm just about to get ready to play my duels for the day. I have been practicing just about as much as I can on the Learnable Metas map. I downloaded the script, and I've been trying to accumulate as much information as I possibly can. I think it's helping. Hopefully I can see some stuff in the game that I didn't know and be more knowledgeable today and keep this win streak going. So let's get into it, and hopefully these good times can keep rolling here. Okay, got the first opponent. I'm going to wave for good luck. Pretty evenly matched player. Let's get into it. Kind of unfamiliar with these. And I do see this white car. Kind of placing myself in like Southeast Asia. Unfamiliar with the pole tops. I'm going to go ahead and place the pin here in Indonesia. The other player also goes in Indonesia, and it looks like it was Malaysia that time, doing a little bit of damage to me. Okay, we got a potential U.S. Well, that's definitely the U.S. This is going to be the southeastern or the southwestern U.S. You got a big train here. Trying to figure out what state this is. I'm thinking California with these palms. I mean, it could be also Arizona. Just give me license plate or something. These look more like white license plates. Actually, this kind of looks like Arizona. I'm going to place my pin down here in Arizona. I think I'm probably in that part of the world. I'm going to place the pin here. The other player goes in Utah. Okay, and it was southern Arizona that time, so pretty good guess, doing some damage. See a yellow license plate. Other yellow license plates. I'm thinking this is probably Israel. Yeah, okay, I didn't even see the language. This ought to be Israel. Place it here. The other player goes further north and kind of split the difference. It's going to do some damage to me, so not too bad. See the snorkel on the truck. Normally I would probably go Kenya on that. Sun is apparently in the north. I'm not sure if we see that in Uganda, but I'm going to go here in Kenya on this information here. The other player goes in Kenya as well. Okay, it was much further east. Going to do some damage to me. Now we're getting into the multipliers. A generic, okay, so this is Denmark. I'm going to place the pin up here. The other player goes in the Netherlands, and it was Denmark. Should do a solid chunk of damage there. We have the Ghana car here. This should be a pretty simple Ghana round. Gotta learn to region guess Ghana because it's very easy to identify. But I definitely should get more familiar with knowing where I am in Ghana. The other player also goes in Ghana. Okay, luckily for me, it was a little bit more north. It's going to do some more damage. Okay, getting it around 7 on the 2.5 multiplier. Well, not sure what language that is. I mean, we are in Europe. It's pretty flat. I think it's Hungarian. It could be Chechen. It is very flat, though. I'm going to go for it. The other player goes in Romania, and it was Hungary. Okay. Going to do a good chunk of damage there. Here we are in South America, I would presume. White car with an antenna. I'm thinking this is Ecuador. big mountain right there. Before I do that, are we? Yeah, I can't really tell. I don't think this is Mexico. I think this car with the short antenna is more like a Columbia thing. I'm going to place the pin here in Ecuador. The other player also goes in Ecuador and is much closer. It's going to do some damage to me. See these bollards, they kind of look like German bollards. Doesn't really look like Germany, though. I suppose it could be, though. Maybe Switzerland. Yeah, these. I think they kind of has similar bollards in Switzerland and Germany. That one, see, I'm not sure. I should know this, but I don't. The other player goes in Luxembourg, and that's going to knock me out of the game, I think. Nope. Okay, still alive. Not too bad. Should be Spain. Okay, got to go in the middle of Spain here. The player goes in the northern part of Spain, and it was the southern part of Spain. That's going to do some damage. And we're in a huge battle here. Okay, we are driving on the left. Black car. It's got to be Malaysia or Indo. I think it's going to be Malaysia. I don't see the double white lines. I do see this kind of black and white striped pole. I think that might be more common in Malaysia. Could be wrong. The other player, wow, okay. It was Malaysia. So got the country correctly. Unfortunately, I was on the wrong part of the wrong part over here, and it kicks me out of the game. So very good game. Can't complain too bad about that loss. I mean, I think I played quite well. It is going to drop me further in the rankings and into this 861. I'm going to go ahead and get into another game here. Got a new opponent here on a one-game win streak. Wait for good luck. This is going to be Japan. Not too familiar with Japan yet. I got a lot of studying to do. I'm just going to go ahead and place my pin. Another player also goes Japan. Okay, and it was the northern part there. Going to do some damage to me. think this is Sweden. This should be Sweden. I gotta place my pin. The other player goes in Estonia, and it was Sweden. I had it almost spot on. It's going to do a good chunk of damage there. Red car potentially puts us in Ukraine. Yeah, red car, long antenna. Checks out. I'm going to go ahead and place the pin here. The other player also goes in Ukraine, and I have to go slightly closer. Okay. I think it puts us in the Philippines. Davao, there it is. Yeah, somewhere down this way. The other player also goes in the Philippines, and sure enough it was. This is Brazil. Still trying to learn Brazil. I don't know where I am. I'm just going to place the pin. The other player goes much further south and nails it. It's going to do a huge chunk of damage to me. See the alien-looking guy. This is Russia. I think we see that odd. Wondering if that's the Eastern Russian bollard. I gotta go for it. The other player goes, yep, okay, they had it. They nailed it. That's going to kick me out of the game. So, losing a lot of games here this week. Yeah, so 2 unfortunate losses there. I think I could have played a little bit better in that last game. I'm going to get into a third game here. I got to win something. Okay, got a new opponent here. Wait for good luck. This taller sign. I think this could be maybe like the Baltics. Could be Latvia. Place the pin. The other player goes in Romania, and it was Hungary. Okay. Is this like Bhutan? I think it is. Where is Bhutan? I think it's over here. The player goes Bhutan. It was Bhutan. More damage to me there. The gray truck. Should put us in Senegal. Yeah. Well, actually, that looks... This is Kenya, actually, I think. Okay, and it was Kenya. Is this like an Ecuador thing with these poles? I think it is. I can't think of anywhere else. Yeah, the stubby antenna. I'm going to go ahead and place it in Ecuador here. The other player goes Ecuador as well. Tiny chunk of damage. Okay, getting into the multipliers. I would say this is more of like a French. Yeah, this ought to be France. Pretty flat. I'd say the middle of the country is probably actually not a bad guess here. The other player also goes from France. Okay, and it was. A little bit of damage there. I really hate these rounds here. The other player goes. I feel like this is low cam. This is going to be a huge risk. I'm going to send it in Japan here. The other player goes in Europe, and it was Europe. Okay, that's unfortunate. That's going to knock me out of the game again. So really not playing too good here. Slovakia was a better guess. It's going to drop me down even further to 822. So I'm on like a 100-point swing right now. Just not seeing the game too well. I'm going to play another game. I want to finish at least with a victory here. Wait for good luck. The only place I know of with the snorkel on is in Kenya. Gotta go for it. The other player also goes in Kenya. It was Kenya. This is Arabic. Black car. This ought to be Jordan. The other player goes in UAE, and it was Amman Jordan. I had it completely spot on. That's going to do a massive chunk of damage. This should be Russia. Got nothing really to go on. Probably in the western part of Russia. I'm going to put it over here. The other player goes in Latvia, and it was the western part of Russia. It's going to do some damage. Passing place. Where have I seen that verbiage before? Surely this has to be like Scotland or Ireland, right? This is on the left. Yeah, I think Ireland probably. Actually, Scotland probably up here maybe would have been a better guess, but we'll see what happens here. The other player goes in Scotland. Yeah, second thought, I probably should have went up there, but looks like a Norwegian flag. Yeah, that totally could be Norway. Go for it. The other player also goes outside of Oslo, and it was further west on the coast here in Bergen. I don't know this one at all. Can't really tell from the sun. I feel like these bollards, it's like Asian. The other player goes in the Philippines, and it was Indonesia. It's able to do some damage. Having on the right. Kind of looks like a Chilean flag. Some of those appear north. Could be. I don't see any color on the car. Please don't be Mexico. The other player goes, okay, it was Chile, so I did see the Chilean flag. It's able to knock this player out of the game. I lose my four-game losing streak there. Hasn't been the best week in duels for me. As much as I would like to keep playing, I think I'm going to have to shut it down there while I'm at an 836. That should be enough to keep me in Master 2 for now. I think what I really need to do is just study as much as I can before I make more of these duels videos. I came into the week, I was, I think, like a 916. I'm sitting at an 836 right now after only winning 6 games out of the 14 that I played. So, not doing too good, but I got a lot of work to do before I can get up here. Definitely just want to say thank you once again to all the support that I've been getting on the channel. I'm really hoping that I can turn things around and start winning a lot more games. I just haven't been playing good, but I'll be back tomorrow with more duels.